Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, and today I am showing you my completed 300 blackout build that I did from PSA, Palmetto State Armory. And yeah, show y'all how it shoots, show y'all what I did to it. Some of you, if you've been following me for a little bit now, you know that I built this sometime last year, and I've been shooting it on the channel somewhat, and showing you guys everything that it does throughout other videos and content. But some of you have asked, like, what did you do to that 300 blackout build? And since the first video, I have done a few other things to it. So I just want to share that with y'all, and then give y'all some shots, show you how it shoots, give you my thoughts. And that's it. So first, this is a Palmetto State Armory build, meaning that I bought the lower and then I bought the upper, and I put the two together, and then I just added my upgrades as I saw fit to do so. So let's start from the back. This is the Palmetto State Armory PDW or HB PDW lower and brace. This is the brace because it's flimsy. It's got a little strap. It is adjustable, so it can go in or it can go out. I think there's only one. Oh, there's two positions. So it's a 2-position brace, and again, it was the entire lower with the brace. So this lower is from Palmetto State Armory. It did not come like this. So if you can look real quick, the lower grip was not this die-free kung fu grip that I have. I did switch that out. I think all my ARs now have the die-free kung fu grip on them. I just like the straight angle that I get with the die-free grip. It's not quite 90. I think it's 12 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what I changed. I also changed the safety lever to be the Radiant Raptor safety lever. It is ambidextrous, so on both sides I can flip it to fire, and then on my right side with my index finger I can flip it back to safe. I really do like that about Radiant's safety selectors. I always put my longest side on my right side, which is where my thumb is. That way I can flip it a little bit easier. Some people prefer it the opposite way, but again, it's personal preference, and that's how I like mine. The trigger on here is the LaRue MB2S 2-stage trigger. Very nice trigger. It's, in comparison, in my opinion, to like a Geisley trigger, just cheaper. And you can find these throughout the year for like less than $100 sometimes, a little over $100. You just have to keep, my light is on. Just have to keep your eyes open to the emails and to when these things go on sale. But they are it's a very nice trigger to show you what it's like. Fire. There's your, well, gotta drop the bolt. There's your take up, and then there's your break, and then there's your reset. So a very nice trigger. I think it is worth the price. Very affordable. Like I said, Geisley like, not quite, but still a little bit closer to the Geisley trigger. So from there, I do have my 20-round mag, but I do have the boots on there from Die Free Co. as well, which gives me an extra 2 rounds. So this will be 22 rounds today. And then if we move up top, this is the PSA Palmetto State Armory 7.5-inch upper. The barrel is 7.5-inch 300 blackout, and the upper looks like this. All right, so it came fully assembled. All I did was put on some Magpul flip-up sights. This is the Hollison SCRS. Very nice optic. I love the window on this, and it is a green dot. I did go with an Odin Light Mini on here. Very short, small configuration that fits the needs that I want. I do have the pressure pad on top as well. If you saw me a minute ago, I kept turning the light on and off. And you just feel that pulse of it when it comes on and when it goes off. And then do have the Die Free Co. hand stop. Very nice. It matches the grip. And so they're both kind of like hand-in-hand compatible situation for your firearm. And then I forgot to tell you on the lower, I did go with the Odin Works mag extension, so that when I release or drop my mag, I can do it with my index finger and it just drops freely. So I really do like that upgrade. And then do have the sling on here. This is a Gat Monkey sling. I forget specifically what the name of this one is, but it is a Gat Monkey sling. And I do have it on here with the cutie mounts that came with the brace. The cutie mount was already on here, and then I did put a BCM mount on here to attach the front part of the sling. Keep turning the light on. And then lastly, I do have a Resonator K on here from YHM. Yankee Hill Machine has the Resonator K 30 cal suppressor. That's it. That's all I've done to the firearms. So what we're going to do is load up now and shoot. I got a couple different brands or rounds out here. So we're just going to shoot them both. And we'll see how it shoots. All right, first up, we got some Hornady Black 300 Blackout 208 grain ammo. I typically try to go with 220 grain ammo or rounds. And I only got 10 of them today. So we're going to shoot these first and see how it shoots. Like I said, I'm not too fond of shooting anything less than 220 grain because I feel like in this platform that I've built, the 220 grain round just shoots a lot softer, a lot quieter. Doesn't have much of a punch like your 208 grain or even 190 grain. I think the 190 grain has more of a pop to me. So we're going to shoot these 20 rounds. Now, I don't need ears per se. If I do get some bay mates to my left and my right, I may put my ears on. But for this particular video, I don't need ears. So, that was a fail. Probably didn't put the mag in all the way. All right, there we go. All right. Let's see if we get one chamber now. Okay, here we go. The slide didn't lock back that time, but it shoots great. The trigger on here, I think I made the best decision by putting this trigger in here because I just love the way it shoots. If you saw how quick I was able to get a follow-up shot, you already know. And if you own a LaRue, you already know how these work. One thing I do notice about this 300 Blackout build is that since I do have the YHM Resonator K on here, it is a bit gassy. Now, I think the adjustment I need to make is I need to put an adjustable gas block in here. I've been saying it for a long time and I just still haven't done it. But I think after today, I'm going to put an adjustable gas block in here because I don't know if you can tell through the video, but it is a little bit gassy. And since you're outside, doesn't really make that much of a difference, and I'm not really rapid firing like that, so it's not terrible, but I do see the gases. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, I do have the Radian Raptor SD charging handle in this one. Helps with the gases, but yeah, I think I'm going to put an adjustable gas block in this one. And I forgot to tell y'all, the Hornady Black was not subsonic. So it did have, I don't know if you could tell in the video, it did have a bit of a splat to it. So these, again, was 208 grain. Now we're going with the Hornady Subsonic. So that was a Hornady Black. This is the Hornady Subsonic 190 grain. So we'll see how it kicks. Like I said, I don't really like anything less than 200 grain or 220 grain. So we'll see. This is what that bullet is looking like. All right, so let's seat it in here. Now, one thing that I learned from Kevin Bringham, who is actually the, if I'm not mistaken, he's actually the one who came out with 300 Blackout because it was 300 Whisper before. One thing I did learn from him about 300 Blackout is if that round is not going all the way, or how can I say it? If the round is not fully seated or fully, how did he put it? For instance, if you look at these rounds right here, the round doesn't go all the way to the end of the magazine. And he was like, if you buy brands or you buy a brand's ammo, specifically a 300 Blackout, and it doesn't go all the way to the end of the mag, I think he said like it's not as effective, I think, because you want that round to fully extend the seat of the magazine, or the falling of the magazine, I guess. I don't even know the terminology. But we're going to try this anyway, because we got the ammo to use, and we're going to try it out. That's why we out here for anyway. I wonder if I can remember what the first 20 shot like and compare them to this 20. And actually, the first Hornady Black was not 20 rounds. It was 10. Y'all see me sweating? Well, on my way here, it said it was only 86 degrees. It felt like 100. When I got out the truck and I stepped onto the ground, I was like, was this the right day to come? Because it's hot. I ain't been out here 15 minutes and I'm already sweating out of my clothes. All right. 190 grain, subsonic, 300 Blackout. Let's see. It locked back that time and I had no issues. Very gassy, like I said. And then the comparison of sound was about the same as the Hornady Black. I didn't think there was much of a difference. And also, I didn't show y'all, or maybe I did in the beginning of the video, when I put the Hornady Black in here, it extended almost all the way to the end of the magazine. So they are pretty similar. So I don't know. I like it. It shoots. It's still working. The gun is still running. And let's shoot some 220 grain now. All right, with the 220 grain, I have the UNC Remington 220 grain rounds. I really like this ammo. I've been running this for quite some time now, ever since I built the 300 Blackout, and it just runs good. So let me show you how these are seated in the mag. So it's almost like the Hornady Subsonic. It doesn't go quite all the way to the end. From what I remember him saying, is you really don't want it like way down here, because that's too short. According to Kevin, it's too short. And I do like to label my mag. So I have quite a few ARs, and I never want to get my 300 Blackout mixed up with my 5.56 and 223 mags. So I always label them with these little rubber bands that I got from Amazon. I'll try to remember to link these down in the comment section or in the description so y'all can get y'all's too. So you don't get confused when you're trying to shoot your 300 Blackout versus your 223 5.56. All right, this should be a little bit quieter. It's 220 grain. Well, let's see. Okay, lock back that time again. Actually, I feel like it's louder. I don't know. I'm shooting in between brands of ammo, so I can't really tell you what it sounds like. And I don't think it does it justice from y'all's end from listening, but that did sound a little bit louder suppressed. I mean, first of all, just having this thing suppressed and shooting it is going to be an A+, whether it's 190 grain, 208 grain, or 220 grain. It's going to be a plus, because if I take this suppressor off, this is unbearable to listen to, even with headphones on. Like the short barreled pistols and ARs that you have, when you get a shorter barrel, especially with like 223 5.56, it is obnoxiously loud and you don't even want to shoot it. So that was 220 grain. Shoots good. It is getting hot. And it doesn't add to the fact that it's hot out here, but the handrail or the hand guard is getting hot. I'm not touching the suppressor because I know it's like steaming. So gripping right here with my hand stop from Die Free Co. Gripping right here and then being able to rest my thumb either on my front sight or the pressure pad is not as hot, but it is getting there. So I would say, like, basically if you want to get maybe a rail cover to go on here, a heat resistant rail cover, that'd probably be ideal. But I don't have that on here. I don't think it's necessary for what I do with this gun. So I'm gonna keep it like it is. And that's what, 60 rounds already? Let's shoot some more. All right, we got 22 rounds. Let's go with some double taps. I did a few double taps before, but let's solely do double taps. I started to pick up the pace or the cadence a little bit there towards the end, because with this trigger, you can do that. You can go as fast as you want to, as fast as your finger will allow to shoot like stupid follow-up shots. No matter, like if you're on paper, you're in the berm. Right now I've been shooting in the berm, but the way that dot just stays right where I want it to be with those shots, I think this is probably the best build I have. Actually, I don't know. I really do like my 12.5 build. But this one is it's close with the 12.5 build. All right, let's do triple shots, or they're not double taps, but I don't know what those are called. But let's do 3 shots in a cadence. All right, I only got 13 in here because that's what was left in my stack. So let's just do what we can with 13. Well, that was quick. And I don't know if y'all saw me adjust my hand, but that thing is getting hot. It's getting really hot. Let's go through this last box and then let's talk about what we have here.